have to take them seriously. Speaking of which,
For sure.
we have Shakz coming up to the stage. I was talking about him earlier, and he's going to be going up against Dieminion. And that dude definitely impressed me watching him play earlier.
Super good. The EU has a ton of great players that they have sent all over the place, and it's really cool to see them at the LCQ here. As I mentioned, 3 of them qualified for Capcom Cup already. Been killing it all year as usual, and now we're going to see a bunch of them fighting in this LCQ. I think on the loser side, yeah, this is the last European player we have in the bracket. On the other side, it's Storm Kubo versus Commander Jesse.
You know, the WSO events, man, getting these players out here, I think that's amazing. I want to know more about this. I even told him, I was like, nah, I definitely have to pay more attention. A lot of time I catch the
WSO sessions are really great. Yeah, they usually always happen like when I finish my stream, the WSO stream is on, so I tune into the tail end of it. Well, so Europe just has a ton of events in general to check out. It's always one of those things where you can watch, if you're in the U.S., you can watch the U.S. events during the day and then check out the EU VODs overnight or something like that, and vice versa. It's really nice.
And they have like a really good time for streaming, though. It's like in the middle. It's like right there in the middle, not too much. It's really
it depends on your time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some time zone things that make it kind of hard. Like I was talking to F-Word about how he's like, yeah, NLBC is like the perfect time for me to watch. He's like, but WNF, it's like right in the middle of my workday. I was like, oh, what are you going to do, right?
Well, I mean, that amazing thing, Twitch, sometimes you can just go back and watch them again.
Those archives. It's amazing, yeah. And F-Word and Vicious and everybody was holding it down on the mic today. David, James.
You started off today, right?
Yeah, I did the first block today, and then since then I've been chilling. Jump back on for top 8 with you. And tomorrow, in case you guys don't know, there's 2 streams for Street Fighter. 2 streams. Capcom Fighters, Capcom Fighters 2.
There's a Capcom Fight. There's a sequel to
There's a sequel. It's the second one. Yeah. We're on the sequel.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
Reloaded. Back for action.
We're not in the original film.
Oh, dang.
We've come back. We're like, when a film is successful and then in the sequel they just hire a bunch of other actors. They're like, yeah, we'll just bring them in to like the
replacement
guys? Yeah, where they're like.
We're the backup, we're the expendable guys?
They couldn't afford the main cast. So they're like, well, we'll just come get these guys. And no one will notice the difference.
They won't notice.
We'll just throw them in. So yeah, you and I and Vicious will be on Capcom Fighters 2 all day tomorrow, right? We're going to have the bottom half of the bracket, so all the winners matches on the bottom side, losers matches as well. So that's what it will be tomorrow. I believe it's on this stage as well. And Capcom Fighters for the main channel will also be live. And both of them will be showing opposite sides of the bracket. So if you want to watch that top side, it's Capcom Fighters. Bottom side should be Capcom Fighters 2.
And we know a lot of you guys always complain, man, why'd you win those matches off streams? Well, here's your chance. Have 2 windows open. You can watch both of those matches at your leisure, at your home.
Cross your eyes. You got to watch them both at the same time.
That's what I do anyway, man. I just put it up on the monitor, and I play a lot of music, and I walk around, and I
just pace?
Yeah, that's what I do, man.
Walking back and forth?
It's not bad pacing, though. It's more like, man, I can't
believe it. Like a workout.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to keep it together.
Do some push-ups in there sometimes. You never know.
So here it is. Looks like they're ready. Shakz versus Dieminion representing SonicBoxx.
Yeah, man, Shakz is definitely impressing me. Definitely one of the people. He's one of my guys now on my list. I'm like, look, I have to watch you now. I'm gonna track your progress, sir. All right, here we go. 3 out of 5.
Round 1. Fight.
Pulls him in right at the start. There was no answer from Shakz.
I like that.
Oh, pulls her in anyway.
Wow.
Doesn't care about that charged up fireball. And yeah, this is one of those interactions that if you're not familiar with, it might catch you. A lot of lower players like to step back and go for that charged up bull and just, get the fireball game going. Activation, overhead,
wow.
Stun.
And he just ran that back that quickly. Gets the stun on Dieminion.
And dead.
What?
Just like that. And it was the best part about that was the reset, right? Because Dieminion
like, yo, word like that.
He's waiting for
working over here.
He was waiting for the first round to start. He's like, when does the first round start? Oh wait, man, that was wild.
A standing medium kick pressure coming from Shakz. And me and David, when we were commentating this match earlier, he's like, man, I don't know why he didn't answer it. Shakz actually uses jump light kick a lot coming from her. And it's either jump light kick or jump heavy punch. And both of which are really good. So you have to be careful with the side switch. Sunset wheel, no stun yet, roundhouse. No, gets the jump instead.
Overhead. The same thing that started the end of the last round. A quick match. Oh, it's on 3 rounds. All right, well, that was a match anyway. We all know how it works.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks. Set it to 3 rounds. Just because it's 3 out of 5 doesn't mean it's 3 out of 5 rounds.
Not 3 out of 5 rounds, bro.
Yeah, so that's a game for Shakz. Quick one, too. You know, it is 3 out of 5, as we mentioned. Dieminion, he's gotta find a way to slow it down. Those overheads really cost him, right? The first game, our first round, the overhead landed. There was the jab, dash up V skill for the reset command throw, one hit scaling, super huge damage after. And this is why you gotta expect that the European players are super good, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
were just talking about that. EU has a ton of really strong players, and internationally there's just good players everywhere. It doesn't matter where you look. There's always really good players. I mean, we have a Midwestern United States player versus a Japanese player in winners finals. EU versus NY in losers bracket, and then we have West Coast versus Japan as the other loser side match right now. So all over the place.
Fight.
Oh, wow, that was so good. Back foot again. Nice pressure, that close. Medium punch.
Oh, wake up jab, got the job done, and the corner switch off of that. One of the best things for Laura there.
I like that neutral jump. Shakz trying to get back in control of this offense. Nice cross-up, gets out of the corner.
Yeah, meaty, that forward medium punch. Activation.
Nice roundhouse. I like the fact he didn't hit a button behind it. Gets the crumple this time.
Yeah, that was so far away. Anti-air medium kick, and then the low medium kick after caught a reversal. I think it was a V-skill or maybe a bolt of some kind. I don't know, but it caught him.
And we've seen how throwing out those mediums or controlling that neutral with Ed is going to work out, especially considering we saw that first game go so fast because Laura was so in control the whole time.
Yeah, you saw that counter hit pushback actually messed up Dieminion there. EX upper again. He's taking those the wrist on the psycho upper.
Reset again. Nice block. Gets the throw. And that's, even with that little gray life on her, that's still effective. Gets the elbow again. Nice back dashes. Goes in too soon and eats EX fireball. Activation of Spark Show. Tries to jump in again. Dieminion is ready on the defense.
Yeah, he's willing to sit and fight way more in this round.
Eats a few hits. Tries to jump over. Oh, what an anti-hit.
And the command throw on the other side. Man, the patience to anti-air a neutral jump like that is really hard to do.
And that's a really good button coming from Laura as well. So.
Yeah, it pulls her forward. It's a really great anti-air, very fast. Dieminion backing up here, doesn't want to deal with the pressure, air to air.
Gets the throw again and gets a little gray life on top. Ooh, gets the crush counter sweep. Dieminion in control.
Keeps that crouching fear safe. Tons of pressure here.
Lots of gray life chip damage off the table right there for Dieminion.
Oh, the uppercut late. Punish, yeah, just takes the sweep.
I like that. And then that series with that crouch strong gives him a little bit more control. And now that in and out working really well. Falls on that forward hard punch.
With the backdash right after. Didn't want to deal with the pressure. Command throw.
Sunset Will, this is a bad situation to be in. It makes you afraid to hit buttons, and that is going to be the second game.
Yeah, cleaned it up real quick off that counter hit. Fierce, that big crush counter. Dashes in after.
Man, this dude, Shakz is looking like a little monster over there. Just got his mustache out here terrorizing people like this. This is crazy.
Destroying them. That's what he does, man. You can't underestimate anybody. That's the thing about a game like this, right? There's good people all over the world. So it's one of those things where it doesn't matter if it's somebody that you've heard of, somebody that you haven't heard of, anything like that. You always have to respect your opponent and assume that they're going to be super on point. And that's what we just saw.
Speaking of which, Dieminion switching back to Fong right now.
Yep.
So that reminds me, you said respect all players, just assume everybody's good. Remember that NLBC Fang that did really well at Red Bull Battlegrounds?
Yes, I do.
It's the same. I feel like that's the same thing, man. Shakz plays at this other place we don't get to see as often and still just as good here, competing, going toe-to-toe with Dieminion.
Counter hit combo, and that'll be a stun just like that. Couldn't create any separation. Closes out the round nice and quick. A lot of those so far from Shakz. We've just seen it, time and time again. Dieminion here, he's really got to try to slow this down. Counter hit combo.
Ugh. Backdash, I like that. Oh, EX just to get through.
Oh, the command throw again, close to stun. Looks for the sweep, pops trigger to keep it safe, and another one.
And this could very well spell the end for Dieminion.
A 3-0 in this top 8 loser side. Shakz is going to move on. He'll play up next against Infiltration in that loser side. But again, more matches coming up, of course. Winner side, winners finals was settled. We have Nemo versus Brian F. But we also have now Storm Kubo of Japan versus Commander Jesse, Southern California player.
I want to see what Jesse's going to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really get to see him play Ibukis, even though I know they're around. I've seen a few Wednesday night fights.
Storm Kubo, you mean Abigail?
Abigail, my
Yeah.
bad.
Aqua is the match after this, yeah, so
My
the winner
bad.
has to play against Aqua. But I'm kind of with you on the same point about Abigail, is that I feel like we haven't seen Jesse to play too much against, like, a ton of Abigails, right? It's one of those things where there are Abigail players, but he's a DLC character, he's one of the newer characters, so you don't see him quite as often as many of the others.
Yeah, I mean, Abigail is one of those scary characters we've seen do explosive things so
Yeah.
far. So, I mean, how would you not be scared coming into this next matchup? I mean, it's top 8, you know?
Yeah.
Regardless, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have that next match for Street Fighter V coming up when we return.